Hey there, welcome on back. As always, I'm Carl with Target's Attitude, absent-minded professor of knives of all things sharp. Sit on back, grab your pens and papers, class is about to begin. First, a wee bit of syllabus work, so to speak. If you're new to this channel, well, welcome. I hope you enjoy. We always cover a variety of knives, plus occasional camping and survival gear. If you've been with us for a while, just got one question for you. Have you subscribed yet? Haven't? Why not? Easy enough to do, man. You just click that little button right down there. It says subscribe. Then you hit the bell next to it. Get notified every time I put out a new video. It's a win-win situation. Win for you because you get notified every time I put out something about a neat new knife or a piece of camping gear. It's a win for me because, let's be honest, the more subscribers I have, the easier it is for me to get all these neat new knives. Plus, Blade Show's coming up. If I get enough subscribers before Blade Show, I might actually be able to interview a few people on the floor and bring the interview right to you live. That'd be great. I'd love doing that. Hopefully you'd enjoy it too. So let's help each other out, shall we? In the meantime, let's get on with class. Today, we're looking at another new knife from Civivi's. This one is the Picaro. It is not a flipper. It's got a thumb stud and a really wicked thumb hole in there. It's just really sweet. It's got one of their favorite blade shapes, which is interesting. As I say, it's not a flipper, but with that thumb, you can still flip it pretty neatly. I mean, it's just... Okay, I blew that one, but let's try again. Very sweet. Blade is a little stiff, so it's not going to flick quite as easily as most Spartacos, but as that breaks in, I think you're probably going to find it's even easier to flick than a Spartaco, which is impressive. So yeah, I want to put a high fidget factor on this just for that. It's got thumb studs in addition to the thumb hole, makes it even nicer. It's a big knife. I mean, it's 5.09 inches closed. It's got a blade of 3.94 inches long. So, yeah, if you're in New York or some other places with hefty limits on blade length, you're not going to be able to carry this. But here in South Carolina, they don't care, so I don't care. As a matter of fact, I really prefer a bigger knife. It just gives me a better grip when I have to really grip down. If I'm doing light work, of course, well, then the small size doesn't matter too much because it's the thumb and these first two fingers that do all the work. But for heavy work, yeah, it gives me a great grip if it's a larger knife. It's got a little bit of jimping on the back of the blade, which... yeah, it's definitely in the right position. It's just beautiful. That choil would allow you to choke up, but it's a shallow choil, so you're putting... Yeah, there's not much to keep your finger from riding up onto the cutting edge if you do decide to choke up. I wouldn't really recommend it with this one. On the other hand, you can choke up like that, and you get some very beautiful control. The blade, of course, is D2 tool steel. And all the Picaros have the black coated blade, which makes it kind of striking. Very sweet. The handle is pretty high quality G10. They call it a coarse texturing. I'm looking at it and I'm saying that's... more like a basket weave. I'm not sure if you can see that real well, but it definitely makes it grippy. It's not going anywhere. You're seeing the pivot point as always. The blade is a hollow grind. Let's see here. What else? Okay. The clip on this one is stainless instead of the titanium it uses on a lot of them. But it's a nice clip, And it can be reversed for left-hand carry if you prefer. Can't flip it for tip-down carry, but that, since most people do prefer tip-up carry, that's not too big a deal. The liner is skeletonized, as you can see. So that helps keep the weight down a little bit. Still a fairly hefty knife. I mean, it's 3.99 ounces. Right on a quarter pound. Or, excuse me. Yeah, a quarter pound is 16 ounces. So, yeah, that's right on a quarter pound. Unlike most Civivis, it does not have the caged steel stainless ball bearings. It uses bronze washers, which explains why it's a little tighter than most Civivis, but it's still, I mean, it's just, as I say, reasonably high fidget factor. It opens nicely. So I'm definitely not going to worry about that. It's got nice cover on the liner lock. It covers a good third without any problem. Yeah, almost a half, but not quite. Yeah, just all in all, it's a really nice knife. So let's see how it does going through its normal paces here. As always, this is straight out of the box, no sharpening, no touch-up. Start off with a piece of paper. We can't complain about that now, can we? Let's see here. Cardboard box. I know, normally I just have one flap from a cardboard. Oh, come on. Let loose, you. But this time, haven't had a chance to cut a flap off, so we'll just do that right now. That was nice and quick, wasn't it? Punch through. Well, the blade kind of makes, it goes through nicely. Just, yeah. That's going to make sure short work with almost any box I know of. Let's see here. Hang packaging test. Hang packaging test. Gold Peak tea bottle. Much heavier than your average soda bottle. Heavier than most hang packages you're going to have to open up. So if it'll open this up, it'll handle any hang packaging I can think of. A little bit of pressure to get the tip in, but yeah. It went nice and quick and easy. Let's see here. Paracord. Got some paracord right here. Fairly standard size loop. Right through, which I'd expect of any new knife. More standard size loop instead of the large loop. Still no problem. So let's get down to that tiny little loop that you can just get the tip through and see how the tip does, shall we? That's one. Wow. Yeah, it's like two little threads keeping that thing from having been cut through. Very nice, very impressive. So let's see here, what else? Oh yes. Zip ties. Handiest things around. Heard me speak of many uses for them. Another use I've seen a lot done. If you work in a retail store and you get large totes in, you'll often seal the totes up with zip ties. So you've got to cut them before you can open up the totes and get your new stock out. That can be a pain. Let's see how this thing does with this. 1. Man, I got caught on the trail. That doesn't work. 2. 3. Not as nice as I would have hoped or expected from a Civivi, but still not anything to complain about. And 1. Do that time. And quite frankly, you know what? Let me get another zip tie out here. I'm going to try something. As quite frankly, if I want to be doing it on a real tote, I'm not going to be doing it quite that way. What I want to be doing is putting the knife in and then twisting the knife. I can't get, it's not going to work without an actual tote to secure it. I can't get any leverage. Well, I'll have to buy a tote then, and so we can start testing it that way. So, but that of course can't be done today because I don't have time to run out and get one. But let's see here, what else? Still got the heavy cow hide. This could be used to make motorcycle chaps or a sheath or a bunch of other things. Too heavy to make gloves, though. Unless, of course, you're looking for blacksmith gloves. How does it do on cutting this? Oh, man. That was just sweet. Just redeemed itself for not cutting the zip tie quite as nicely as I was hoping. That was just fantastic. Wood. Oh. Standard piece of wood from a shop downstairs. Yeah, kind of sawdusty, but you know, that's what happens when you work in a wood shop. Let's see here. Feathering it up just beautifully. Let's try one other thing here. As I keep telling you, this is not recommended since this is folding knife. That pivot point does create a weak spot. But as heavy as that blade is and as big as it is, I'm anticipating it to do fairly well on the batoning in spite of that. Let's see. Yeah. Using just my hand. I like that. Did beautiful. Of course, now I've got sawdust all over the knife. And on the blade, but let's see here. I'm not seeing anything on that blade. Definitely no rolls, no chips, nothing whatsoever. So let's get that scrap piece of paper back out again and see how it does on this. Sure didn't take any damage. So there you have it. Picaro from Civivi. Beautiful liner lock. Very striking blade. A blade design that lets almost anyone who know that you're carrying a Civivi immediately. wonderful thumb hole. It's all around. I think Civivi has done it once again. Of course, let's be honest, I haven't come across a Civivi I didn't like yet. I'm sure sooner or later they're going to screw up and make one that I'm not that fond of, but they haven't done it yet. So, but in the meantime, I got things I need to do, and this is getting a wee bit long. So, class is about to be dismissed, but remember, when you go out there until we meet again next week for class again, it's ability that decides what you can do. It's motivation that decides what you will do. It's attitude that decides how well you do it. So if you're going to do anything, do it with attitude. See you now. Bye.